Wolfman is directed by Lee Whannell, one of the most legendary modern-day horror directors. He was responsible for the Saw franchise, co-creating it and starring in it. He's also written and directed plenty of other horror films. In 2020, he was entrusted with directing The Invisible Man, which was a critical and commercial success. But did Whannell land his interpretation of the Wolfman? Let's find out. Wolfman follows a married couple, Charlotte and Blake, and their daughter Ginger. After Blake's father dies, the family goes to Oregon, where Blake grew up, as a way to reconnect as a family. But everything goes horribly wrong when they are attacked by a wolf creature. Right off the bat, let me just say I was very impressed with Lee Whannell's directing. So many creative shots littered throughout this film with great crane and tilts of the camera. You can really see how intentional Whannell is with the camera and the direction of the film. I can really appreciate when a director tries to add in flair or style, and while nothing here is groundbreaking, it's fun to see Whannell have such command of the camera and show how much he cares about the project. One of the most creative moments was seeing the POV view of the Wolfman. It works in so many different ways. It allows you to really understand his mental state while also being played up for scares. The small, secluded environment of just a cabin in the woods also gives the film a great atmospheric feel that is elevated by the camera work. And mix in some beautiful cinematography of mountains and trees, and you have a pretty good looking horror film. Now to talk about the performances, I think Julia Garner does a good job in this film. She plays the worried mother well. While her performance isn't groundbreaking, she services the story enough and is a good part of this movie. But the performance I do want to highlight and really stress how great it was Christopher Abbott as Blake. He is very charming as this dad who loses his temper at times. His relationship with his daughter, played by Mathilde Faith, was the strongest relationship in the movie, and it's all thanks to his sensitive performance when he's in human form. But where Abbott really gets to shine is during this gradual transformation into the Wolfman. His physicality as he transforms really sells the pain of becoming the Wolfman, and once he is fully on the other side, he nails the grunts and roars of this beast. I was skeptical seeing the design of the Wolfman, but I understand that the filmmakers were going with a more grounded interpretation, and it ended up growing on me by the end. And you do get to see another Wolfman be a little bit more hairy in the traditional type of Wolfman that we've come to expect. His physicality mixed in with great effects and makeup is what makes so many of the body horror scenes effective. Throwing up blood, biting off limbs, bleeding nails, all of the body horror is disgusting, and that's what makes it so memorable in Wolfman. So while Abbott and the body horror does work in Wolfman, there still are many issues with the film. The storyline is extremely simple, and while the father-daughter relationship worked, that was about the only relationship I really cared about. The story tries to make you sympathize with our married couple, but I just could not get there. I find that their one-on-one scenes weren't compelling enough, and the body horror kept me more interested than their interpersonal relationships. And while this is a horror film, I always want character to be the central part of any movie I watch, no matter the genre. Unfortunately, I find with most horror movies coming around January and February that the characters are always unengaging, and while at the beginning you get some glimmers of hope that this family dynamic could be a little bit more fleshed out, it never delivers on that promise. Another knock on the film for me would have to be its really slow start. I appreciate the gradual transformation of the Wolfman, but the movie has severe pacing issues and never gets into a rhythm with its story. At times I feel like the next action characters take were thought of the day of. Of course, I know that's not the case, but just at times the sequence of events feels a little bit rushed and thought of as last minute. Overall, I really do think Wolfman did a lot of things right, and I appreciate the clear effort and passion that Whannell puts into the film. It has two talented lead actors, and Christopher Abbott has a standout performance. I'd love to see him in more horror-related or just dramas in general. I feel like he really has that dark place he can go to with his performances. And I just love how he transformed with this role. It's clear that he had so much fun being the Wolfman. But I'm afraid the film's major pacing issues and forgettable characters, Wolfman will also be quickly forgotten. And because of those reasons, despite my enjoyment of the film, I have to give Wolfman 2 out of 4 stars. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on Wolfman. Let me know down in the comment section below if you've seen it. What are your thoughts of the Wolfman? Will you be checking it out? Will you be waiting for streaming? Would love to hear what you guys think. And of course, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. All the best. Take care.